Hello everyone and welcome to the Daily Pictochat. I'm Raid.
I'm Jelly.
I'm Adonano.
And today is May 23rd. Or is it 4th?
It's the 3rd.
It's the 23rd. That makes sense.
23rd.
Because yesterday was the 22nd. Yep, that adds up. Alright everyone, this will probably be a little longer than normal, but we have lots of cool things to talk about.
Definitely.
You were probably already aware. So without further ado...
That's not the pick of the day. Come on.
Wait a minute, who's that? Is that Crom? Oh my gosh. Everyone. So, well, I guess this should be self-explanatory enough. He did have a little caption with it.
There's the pick of the day.
Ike, the swordsman of magnificent strength, joins the battle. Strike your foes down with his powerful smash attacks. For this game, Ike's design is based on the hero that appears in Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. His sword deals heavy damage to Smash Bros. So this design suits him very well. Rest assured, he can use Aether as well.
So if I could just have one word to describe everything that this represents, I think the word huge is good.
Totally.
Because looking at Ike,
Totally.
Look
he
at
is
those muscles.
huge.
Totally. Well, and I remember when Brawl was being developed. I don't remember the time frame between Radiant Dawn and Brawl, but I remember hoping that they would pick his Radiant Dawn version rather than the Path of Radiance version.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, now that I can actually see it, I remember just thinking, it would be super cool if Ike came back and looked like this. There was a part of me that thought Ike would be just like his Brawl design. But now that I'm actually looking at it and seeing that it's real, I'm like, this is so cool. He looks so good.
It makes so much sense why his forward smash kills people at 40%.
Well, and that was his thing, is he was able to wield the two-handed sword Ragnell with one hand.
And he looked like a wire.
Yeah, and it's just like, that's not, I mean, in a lot of fantasy lore, that's huge. I mean, most of the time they're two-handed guys, yeah, they're still wielding it two-handed, but Ike's just one-handed using the stinking two-handed sword. I mean, that's amazing.
That's pretty intense.
And now I'm going to throw some stuff out about myself. The Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn are my favorite. I've played all of the English Fire Emblems. I haven't yet to play any of the Japanese ones, but I played all the English ones, and the two Ike games are my absolute favorite. And I think especially Radiant Dawn. I absolutely love Ike in that one. I thought he has a really cool reveal. I won't go too much into it, but I mean, I didn't use Ike a lot in Brawl. He's fun, but seeing this makes me I really need to at least give him a run for his money, because it's just so cool to see the Ike that I've loved so much. I mean, yeah, he's my favorite Fire Emblem Lord. Sorry, Crom. Sorry, Marth. Sorry,
As a
Roy.
Crom fanboy, I just won't say anything, but keep going.
Yeah, don't say anything. I don't want to hear nothing about Crom. But no, Ike's always been my favorite. I've loved his lore. I've loved everything about him. So I'm super happy that this pick came as it is, and to see him updated. And what we'll do is we'll look at the next pictures that came with him, and then we're going to talk a little bit about some implications of Ike's return and implications on the roster in general and for Fire Emblem. But anyways, anything else you guys want to say about Ike? You haven't played his game.
I'm terrified of him.
Yeah. Nano, did you ever play the...
I only played Path of Radiant.
Okay.
So
I played 10 minutes of Radiant Dawn.
See, and I feel like you can't really grasp as awesome as Ike is until you've played both games, because Path of Radiance, he's still a scrub, as we've seen in his Brawl iteration, and then in Radiant Dawn, it really, I mean, Ike comes back as what you'd expect, as a guy who's gone on the big adventure he did, and grew a lot, is a lot stronger, a lot more experienced, and it's just so cool.
He's like Poe in Kung Fu Panda 2.
Oh my gosh. Skadoosh. But, okay, so let's go through and let's talk about the pictures and any thoughts. So first thought, again, oh my gosh, he looks so amazing.
He does.
So good.
I mean, just
looks like
everything about him just looks a little bit different. More mature kind of eye.
Yeah.
You know? Which is cool.
Yeah.
Animation design, everything looks the same though.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good point, and we'll see that in the pictures.
Right.
The thing I think
His
about when I look
motions.
at this, I'm just like, wow, he actually looks more like a powerful character.
Well, and it's
he
cool,
looks like a Bowser. He looks like a DK. He's just got
Totally.
this big, huge build.
That's a good way of putting it. Well, it's interesting because I remember when Marth was revealed, I really liked his redesign, and I was
Cool.
never a huge like Marth fan. Like, I mean, Marth is Marth.
Lance is awesome.
He has his own history and everything about him, but it's just like
And his own
now that, like,
fangirl following.
of course, and fanboy. But
Yeah.
Until they realize he's
seeing, I love Fire Emblem's designs in this sort of a setting.
Mm-hmm.
Like he looks like a really cool swordsman, and it's just like, I mean, we have Link but we've seen Link in a lot of iterations and a lot of 3D iterations, and to see
And he looks very much the same.
right,
Mm-hmm.
and to see like this is like what you'd expect an epic swordsman to kind of look like.
Yeah,
Both Marth
definitely.
and Ike, but I think definitely, as you were saying, for the heavy like this guy's gonna kick my trash.
Mm-hmm.
That Ike nails it. But,
Yeah,
so
I think both of them, like, Marth does have that still kind of, like, fast swordsman kind of feel.
Yeah, the
He's just like,
nimbleness.
Finesse.
I am holding this thing beastly, and I'm gonna whack your face off. Kind of
Okay.
thing.
Yeah, I like his raw power.
and I mean you like. Normally, I'm a huge Samus fanboy, lore-wise too. I'm like, Samus could kill anyone so easily, but especially after the Metroid Prime games. But like this picture, I'm like, I could see Ike being able to really do some damage to even like Samus.
Yeah.
And not to mention, this picture looks awesome.
It does.
Yeah.
And I love, and this is not about Ike, but I do love how that the boosters on Samus's back are actually being utilized.
This looks like
Although
the
they might have done that, and I just never
They
noticed.
have always done that, even back in like
See, I was
Melee.
gonna say
Mhm.
they probably. I was thinking, I was like, wait, they've actually probably done it. I've just never noticed.
It just looks pretty.
But that,
Yeah.
if I were to throw it out, that's probably Ike's dash attack.
Yeah, though.
The animation
Boom.
looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like a
So
flip up.
that's what's going to be most interesting to me is, as he mentioned, as we go through these pictures, like all these animations look the same,
they're
but
not
you go
gonna
back.
work.
Since I'm a Link fanboy, like I was looking at the pictures from the beginning when he was released, and then like from the more recent videos, and they've changed up his moves even from the pictures. And so I'm wondering, it's really late in development, but I wonder if they will keep the moveset the exact same,
Yeah. Yeah.
or if they are still going to be changes even to what we're seeing
Well,
here.
and it's interesting because even if the moves are the same, the physics could be, or like the
Naturally,
hitboxes, the
physics will
damage.
be different. We've already seen that.
But you're
But-
right. I hear you. Yeah, there's a lot of characters that have gotten tweaks,
Mhm.
even in small. Like DK
Even-
got the roll for his new dash attack now,
Right.
and like that's just a really small thing. It's not gonna. But it's just a small tweak that they've like re-looked at the character. They're like, okay, now we're gonna do this. Although I don't think Lucario or Toon Link have had any changes as far as we can tell.
Nope.
It seems to be.
Well,
I
actually,
think
Lucario's got a
Lucario
lot,
has, yes,
but not
but-
in moveset.
I feel like I saw one difference with the card's moveset, but that's
But yeah.
on the side. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
we just haven't seen a lot.
Yeah.
That-
Speaking of mooscles,
Speaking of
Look at
biceps
the eyebrow
and
detail. That eyebrow detail.
Ike brows,
face, eyebrows, the biceps are bigger than my entire head.
dude, they're bigger than me. I'm tall, but I'm thin, and this is just.
Can I
Maybe
just
one
imagine
day.
if Olimar was actually his real size, how small he would feel on Ike's bicep? Okay, we can just
That
move
would-
on, but you
Yeah.
can keep
That
that
would
image
be
in
an
your
entire
head.
playable stage.
Garden of Hope on
Garden
Ike's
of Ike.
bicep.
That's his hair.
It's his arm hair. Never mind, let's not think about it. Okay, so this I think actually warrants some discussion. If you look at that move, your first thought's probably up B, but maybe I really need to go and look at the animation of it. But when Ike does his up B, he throws his sword up, and the sword is kind of spinning there. Then he leaps up to it, grabs it, and then comes down. And like in that, from what I understand, there shouldn't be that half circle.
No, he does.
I think he does it.
He
Yeah,
does
he
that
grabs it,
one
still
full
spins
spin.
after
Is he
grabs
spinning?
it.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely.
Because I was like, I don't remember if he still spins when he's up in the air grabbing it. I thought he just grabs it and comes down.
That's what I was saying. Like all the animations at the moment look exactly the
Okay.
same like they would in Brawl,
Mhm.
just with a bulkier redesign.
Well, then in that case, this is probably his up B, just
Yeah.
like it was.
Yeah, I thought it was a nair, but he's going to up, and it looks like he's
Yeah.
going to slice down.
Well, and it's actually interesting. His up B, we're talking about moves that could potentially be tweaked. His up B is one that I could see having different like landing lag, or
Distance.
start.
super armor
like-
frames.
Yeah.
or,
You know.
Yeah,
For sure.
That's changed.
actually, Super Armor Frames is someone I could see getting a couple of.
Well, he had some.
He has
in
some
the
on
up
Up
It wasn't
B.
it?
Yep.
Yeah, up
As
B
long
and
as
his
he's not
erupt-
holding onto the sword,
It wasn't-
after he throws it up, then he has super armor.
And when he uses eruption,
And
which we haven't
yes.
seen in any of these pics.
Yep.
Cool picture.
It's cool. Picture's cool. Looks like there's room for a third one, but just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get to
Definitely
that.
Yeah, we'll
plenty of
get to that,
space,
sure.
So,
I will say, unfortunately, and I
look
mean,
at all that space
I bet
on the left side.
you could probably say this about anyone, but having Marth right next to Ike makes Marth look even more girly.
Well, yeah.
I've always referred to her as Martha. She wears the tiara. She's wearing her sister's clothes, I think. She's a girl.
Or at least in development. There's Ike.
Yeah.
The
that chin line.
the cheekbones here.
I have to admit, I'm really disappointed in the detail level that this picture shows. Just see how not pixelated.
Hey, only Ike
but,
here. Just kidding.
But you know, it is a little bit sad to see kind of that.
It's the first picture that it's a little noticeable. I would say
That's fairly
you're
fair.
going through all the pictures and you see this one and you just notice and you're like, oh.
Yeah,
But
I noticed a lot with the hairy characters like DK. Just the hair texture isn't really that great overall.
Oh, and I mean the same argument that applied to DK applies to this and that. Well, technically, while the game's in motion, no one cares. But I hear you. I hear you.
Screenshots can never do the game justice, but
Bull shots, baby. Okay,
That KO punch,
that counter.
probably KO punch.
Yeah. That,
oh,
dude.
gosh, she's so huge. Sorry.
I guess
It's so true.
Man, Little Mac.
Especially next to Little Mac.
And don't bring a sword to a boxing fight. Don't bring a two-handed sword.
Gigamac is probably scared of Ike's biceps.
Totally. I know, yeah. Dude, it's pretty clear that in this picture, Little Mac is open.
And the laser coming over his head or something. I don't know.
Them laser punches.
Falco laser? Spoilers?
Oh my gosh, Falco confirmation.
Okay.
It bends a little at the end. But yeah, the down B looks like it's going to be the same. That's another move that, the move itself is the same, but, the timings and everything could be very different.
Yep. And it probably does more damage than...
Oh, that's a cool picture.
That down
Okay, now
smash.
is that what we're thinking?
It's kind of a down... The way it
looks like
slices
down
looks like a
smash.
down
Yeah,
smash.
the
And
definite
he's ducking.
direction is a down smash because I thought maybe it was a forward smash change because the forward smash is just the overhead swing, but this is I could see that being down smash.
Mm-hmm.
But I love that shot. He looks awesome in that
cool.
shot. I mean,
Oh, for
that's the confident swordsman.
I'm
right
a
there.
man. Yep.
Trap.
That looks like the up smash for sure.
Yeah, the
The
both
finishing,
and it's bam bam.
which means online battles. Well, maybe if there's less lag.
But
Online
the
battles
next one is a
Smash
picture I what?
Okay.
What?
I say two things. Either he's got a new weird jumping animation, or two, when the fish grabs you, you get a little.
You get grabbed.
Yeah, you get a special getting pulled down.
Which is
animation.
Although then again, we don't
hilarious.
know if the fish do we know if the fish pulls you down or if it just is damage?
I can't imagine.
There was
Nintendo.
we saw it once. I'm trying to remember. Did it get someone? I
No.
feel like it hit.
I don't think it
didn't.
did.
No.
I remember it almost did.
I mean, the
but-
fish does that in the Icicle Mountain stage in Brawl.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious.
Nom nom.
I could totally see this being a pixelated version of that, and that that everyone gets kind of this pixelated 2D
Getting
Well,
animated. Yeah.
8 byte.
Well, when you get hit by the
Yeah,
ultimate chimera, there's that definite hit frame before you go flying.
Yeah.
So it could be
Well,
that
right.
sort of a thing.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. You just get that funny animation before.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
You
then
got it.
that's all the pics. We'll let you stare at Ike's amazing artwork while.
Put it back on the one with the biceps. Okay, that one works.
No, this is my favorite.
Yeah,
And
man.
seeing as
So good.
Seeing as I'm driving,
Every
I get a shit.
every
I get a
part of
fit.
his body is just.
I mean,
bulging.
just the aura of power. Okay, so let's talk about Fire Emblem for a second.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you talking about Fire Emblem or just return
Well,
characters
first
in general?
implications.
Implications.
For Smash
Okay.
4.
And first thing I want to mention is that Ike is the only Lord to have been the main character in 2 games.
Yeah.
Apart from Marth.
Mm-hmm.
Marth and Ike hold that title, and Ike's, from what I understand, Ike's a bit more popular in the U.S.,
Mm-hmm.
or his base of popularity is more of a U.S. thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if anyone felt like Ike didn't deserve it, I mean, one, that's hard. Arguing who deserves it always is really difficult. But, I mean, I do believe that there's definite warrant, a definite space for him.
Mm-hmm.
And his biggest threat in coming back, arguably, was Fire Emblem Awakening.
Yeah.
Which now is a great segue. What does this mean for Fire Emblem Awakening? Well, the poster boy of Fire Emblem Awakening being Chrom. Well, here, let's just throw that. Does this deconfirm or confirm Chrom in your mind?
Fire Emblem Awakening has been such a huge hit in the U.S. and worldwide.
Yeah, Japan
The
too.
thing is, with really popular Nintendo series getting multiple spots to the point where, from the Mario universe, you've got 8+ fighters from Link to DK to Bowser. I can see them adding in a third Fire Emblem character as a hidden character.
Yep.
It could be Chrom. I could also see maybe the
The
Avatar.
Avatar, Robin.
Tharja?
That's Tharja, of course.
No, she'd be too censored in the U.S.
She would wait.
She would be
even
so
come in.
censored. Yeah, that was my concern.
She's
But-
wearing a dress.
But I think this does make the chances a lot slimmer.
You think?
You really feel that way?
Fire Emblem isn't that popular, even with Awakening.
Awakening was big,
I don't know.
It's big, no question. But
Well, and there's the problem, though, is that Fire Emblem, not for the U.S. side of things, but Fire Emblem has been a franchise that has been around
That's fair.
since, isn't the NES? Didn't it have games on the NES? And pretty much almost every Nintendo console, there's been a Fire Emblem game.
And Nintendo likes their Fire Emblem too. They
That's
really do.
and yet I think I don't know. I think it's very possible, that there'll be a third one. But
We have the Fire Emblem X Shin Megami Tensei game coming around the corner,
Yeah.
which we've seen. We thought it might have disappeared into the abyss, but they've reconfirmed that they're working on it. Me personally, I'm willing to say I would almost guarantee some sort of Awakening representation.
I feel the same way, but
And by representation, I'm even willing to go as far to say a character.
Yep.
And my biggest point for that is 3 people: Fox, Falco, and Wolf. And I also think that's Chrom's biggest bonus or biggest argument in favor of him is because Sakurai clearly, and everyone who is at least decently competitive understands the intricacies between Fox, Falco, and Wolf. I am a Fox main, but I still cannot wrap my head around Wolf's spacing sometimes. And then everyone knows Falco has been taken in a different direction. Wolf is a different direction, and so it's not difficult for me to imagine Sakurai being like, okay, here's Chrom, here's Ike, here's Marth, 3 blue-haired swordsmen. But they all have their distinctions. Maybe Chrom is a middle ground between the two, but with different B moves. Technically, I don't think Marth and Ike share any A or B moves.
Nope.
Just a counter.
Yeah, counter.
otherwise, they're completely unique.
Yeah, only they're just same in style. But obviously tier lists show that they're very different. But so I think definitely there will be Fire Emblem Awakening representation, and just because, they've mentioned in interviews pretty much Fire Emblem Awakening saved the Fire Emblem franchise. They said they were going to stop making it.
Yeah.
So for a while, anyways. So
And this is
But
kind of
yet
going
again, that's kind of the thing is, it's, I can see them completely, saying, putting it aside, saying, it's a good series. Fire Emblem Awakening has been a really nice kind of reawakening for it, pun intended, but it's still kind of shelving the series a little bit.
See, and
So-
I feel that because we're seeing Ike come back, recently all the hype's been about Awakening. And seeing Ike come back almost just opens it up for the series, the way I see it. I can see if Ike's coming back, that gives more potential for the series in general. And what I was thinking about most when I saw him come back, I was just thinking, how many veterans are coming back? Because originally Sakurai was like, we don't want to just make this a game where we just add more and more characters. We want to find something new to do about it. But where they brought Namco Bandai in and helping with that, they're like, you know what? With this big of a team, we can make a lot of characters. Maybe there are a lot of veterans coming back there aren't a lot of cuts, and there are a lot of newcomers.
Well, for me, it was the quote where Sakurai said he said he understands that by cutting a character, like each character has their own fan base to them,
exactly.
and like he knows that each character comes with their own special move set that people like.
Yeah.
And I remember I was very interested to see as he announced more and more characters, who would make it back, and then characters like Lucario, Toon Link, and Ike
They all made it back.
are the ones that I would have been like, if he was interested in just conserving move sets, then these characters will come back.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing Ike, I think Ike is a really big one of those, and Toon Link is the other.
Mm-hmm.
He's saving in a large part. He's kind of saving the move set and expanding on the character.
Yeah.
I will agree with Anno Nano that if, let's say that there isn't an Awakening character per se, they will get representation in a character. I think it'll be like maybe Ike will get a Chrom costume or an alt.
We've already seen a Fire Emblem Awakening stage.
Yes, and 3DS has the stage. I don't know if the Awakening will get the stage in.
But I think this is
Wii U.
kind of the joy of it. We've already seen Sakurai's sense of humor, and I think this is kind of a show of it. We've seen he's revealed Marth a long time ago. Now, towards the very end of the development process, he's showing us all Ike, and so now it just kind of leaves us in that tension of waiting to find out for ourselves.
The Awakening.
That's exactly what Sakurai does.
Awakening or no?
Yeah.
And so we'll get to find out that joy for ourselves.
Well, and there's no question.
I'm excited for it. Either way,
we will get a lot of Awakening trophies. We will get. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the majority of the Awakening cast is a trophy.
I'd be surprised, honestly, but.
Well, or at least
maybe like 5,
maybe the big ones.
4 or 5, yeah.
But what's the number of trophies that
true.
every game comes with?
Yeah, yes, that's
surprised.
But like we'll get. I mean,
fair.
I don't know if we'll get an Awakening Wii U stage, but I mean, do we know of a Fire Emblem Assist trophy yet?
Not yet.
Don't we?
Dude, it's Darja. It's Darja.
I would love that.
All the developers said it's like their favorite character. But with what Jelly was saying about other veterans, dude, Donald with a log, is that I think this means Wolf is back.
Yeah,
personally,
I mean, I thought these characters were. I thought Ike was going to get cut. I even thought Toon Link might get cut. I thought Lucario was cut. I thought Wolf was cut. Seems like the trend is that all those characters I thought were maybe going to get cut, they're coming back.
I'd be willing to say I don't think there are going to be any Brawl cuts.
At all.
Except for maybe Squirtle or Ivysaur.
That's who I was going to say. I think Squirtle and Ivysaur are out.
How about Rob?
Rob? I'd say more likely out, but still very strong.
No, I think
possibility that he's in.
Because of conserving movesets. I mean, talk about a very diverse moveset. Rob is in. Rob, and I mean, he's still just historical Nintendo. I mean,
he's not
a lot of people
that
know
popular,
that. Right?
But he's been part of the cast. He's, he has a niche that no other character we've seen so far can fill.
And I think Game & Watch is the same way.
Yeah, Game & Watch.
Game & Watch is back in. My personal opinion is that there are no Brawl cuts, except for maybe Ivysaur or Squirtle.
And that's kind of cool. I think that's cool.
I was even thinking earlier today, I can't remember what exactly it was that made me think. We know that Mewtwo was cut from Brawl rather late in development.
We're very positive. We're very sure.
We're sure he was in the game, intended to be in the game.
Well, he had,
as a playable
voice
character.
clips, and I think it was for like an activation of a final
data
smash.
clips.
Right. He was going to be in the game, and so I think there's still a good chance that wouldn't that just be the greatest joke of all for Sakurai? He's revealed Greninja pretending essentially to be Mewtwo.
Hey, boss,
he wanted Mewtwo in the first Smash Brothers to then, he's joking around with us and then to throw him in as a hidden character again. I'm not saying,
Mewtwo is
a
hidden character,
but I think there's a possibility for that.
I'm not sure whether Mewtwo's coming back.
I definitely think the Greninja thing. I think the Greninja thing was not a deconfirmation. That's what I'm saying.
It's not a perfect deconfirmation, but it's definitely
the Greninja?
Sakurai's, yeah.
It's definitely
There's still a part of me that wonders if that was really a troll or not.
Oh, it was totally a troll.
I know.
There's no way.
But it's like
the fact that the only thing that really makes Greninja look like Mewtwo is the three finger.
Yeah.
And he showed the three finger and a charging something.
Yeah, ball. Yeah, that was.
And it's in the Pokemon. It's when they revealed Charizard, so it's got to be another Pokemon. It's just
Yeah, that'd be funny. It's
I
like
think that'd be a.
it's Crom or something.
I lost 2 fingers.
Like, but I got legs.
Feet, yes.
I mean feet.
and he's got a drum's tongue.
Okay. Oh, dude, you're him. Oh, actually, thank you. Now that will let me. That's segue right there, because there is one other thing I wanted to show, and I do
Switching games, actually.
I do believe this has some Smash relevance. I'm going to argue that in the next moment. But
Link's new movesets?
Hyrule Warriors has been getting a lot of details and a lot of information, and this is an artwork that was recently released. And now, if you look closely, you'll notice that this might have a lot of significance. If this picture in particular, not only on what the Hyrule Warriors story is going to be, which it's going to have a good one, but
interesting.
It's what this means on where it takes place and where Nintendo wants to focus on. So clearly we have Hyrule down here, and then something either, okay, we're unsure whether those are going up or down, although seeing those rocks at the bottom, that makes me think maybe down. But then
Actually,
again, those could be the ones just falling down while
As
those
it's
are
rising
rising
up, breaking from the ground.
Right.
It seems more legitimate
rising
to
up.
me.
So this is when it's getting taken
But,
up.
but
we
here
can't
you
be
go.
sure. We
I
can't
mean,
be-
there's two
Maybe.
really huge things. I mean, apart from this being a very interesting looking landmass, you have some birds at the top, and then very
Big
clearly
birds.
the statue of the goddess, or up at the top
I'd
right.
like to point out
and even the bridge.
the bird.
Yeah.
One of the birds above the middle island, just kind of the bird in the bottom right. But,
Yeah.
Okay, so there's like a group of 3 birds above the island.
The
And then the
other
other
one.
one. So
and then the bottom one on the right.
Left.
It
Left.
kind of looks like there's somebody riding below.
It kind of does.
That's not going to be a surprise to anybody, but there's just that little detail right there.
So spoiler alert, that's Skyloft. And so what does this mean? This kind of gives the idea that then this is going to be a prequel to Skyward Sword, like, because it does mention that there was that war that was fought between the people of the goddess and then the people of darkness. And so not only is this super cool in my mind and makes me feel like everyone should check out Hyrule Warriors, I've already kind of said that already, but what this means, so if you were to guess then who is going to be the final antagonist of the Hyrule Warriors games, or at least to set him up, Skyward Sword spoilers, that's probably Demise. Because
Ganon.
Demise...
Ganon, for those of you who don't know, spoiler.
Ganon's spirit. Oh,
Ganon's daddy. I'm your daddy.
Ganon's boy.
It's yeah. And so I mean, I could see Jirahim making an appearance. I could see
Jirahim.
Demise making an appearance, and then with the focus on that coming from Hyrule Warriors, I mean, Jelly I know is really sad that both Zelda and Link don't really look like their Skyward Sword appearances.
I want Skyward Sword.
And I'm wondering,
Something
we've already seen a lot of items from Skyward Sword and then Skyloft. I wonder if this might be an extra point in the direction of either a Jirahim or a Demise being playable in Smash
Seems
Brothers.
Nintendo's very focused on that right now. It would be cool if they did a Ganon redesign as Demise, for
That would,
instance.
or
Would-
even
would
just
you-
a costume.
And I think that's very possible for them to do.
Yeah.
It would make so much sense. It would be so easy to work in.
Yeah.
So
Well, and the fact that Impa didn't replace Sheik or anything, I mean, really that leaves the biggest reveal to either be a Jirahim reveal, which I could see them doing it,
I could see it.
especially after this, or even, I would say it's probably a bit more likely that there's some sort of Ganondorf Demise thing. I mean, I don't know. Would people be happy if Demise just outright replaced Ganondorf?
I think there'd be some outcry for
There
sure.
would be
But
some.
I think most people, especially those who are continuing Nintendo, Legend of Zelda fans who played through Skyward Sword, would at least be okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then here's another question. Let's say Ganondorf is it's like some sort of costume skin thing where you have Ganondorf and Demise is both a costume for each other, and that means Ganondorf gets a reworked sword moveset. Potentially.
We're all
Demise
hoping,
does, or-
but
Or Demise is now a Captain Falcon clone. But
Exactly.
well then
But
my
I feel like if Ganon was a sword character, he'd be like Ike.
yeah, we
the
like
hard,
Ike.
the hard-hitting guy.
But
Roy's our boy.
that's true. YouTube. Does that mean? Do you think? Let's say, Ganondorf gets updated to a demise level. Do you think that he'll somehow find a way to retain the old Ganondorf moveset,
I think
or will he rework it in? Kind of.
If they're going to go for demise, then they're going to, at least rework the kit a little bit,
Change it.
So,
Well, I guess my question is, if Ganondorf gets redesigned, will it be a full-out redesign, or will it be a?
I won't even try to broach that topic.
Yeah, I think that's
if there is going to be a demise inclusion, though, they're going to have to rework it at least a little bit.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
I
it's
agree.
not characteristic
because
at all.
demise is very sword heavy. I mean, Twilight Princess
From what you've
Ganondorf
seen,
was
yeah.
as well.
But he was at least kicking and punching and stuff.
Right.
So.
And we had the Ganondorf who used a lot of magic in Ocarina of Time
Right.
and whatnot. But I actually think that the Ganondorf reveal is, or whatever sort of the next Zelda character
That
to
character is
reveal,
gonna be-
is one of the last mysteries of the veterans, so to speak.
And honestly,
I
I think
agree.
they'll keep that as a hidden character.
Yeah.
Very,
They
very
keep-
good
They
point.
generally want to keep
Very
at least
good
one
point.
character from any given series as a hidden character.
Which is why I think we
So-
haven't seen a lot of characters that we thought we were going to.
Exactly.
I think if both the Mother Boys are coming back, then I think we'll see one.
Yep.
And not the other.
Wario's
Wario
coming
might
back.
Wario might be
probably.
secret, yeah.
He's gonna be secret.
Although
Well,
I could
I
see
think-
him revealing Wario before E3 now. I didn't think we were going to get more character reveals.
That was so
I
funny
thought-
because we were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah.
And
I
then
thought they
boom.
might do this one more character reveal before E3.
Why didn't
it's
you
just,
tell me?
But at this point, it's just how many are they going to reveal at E3, or really when is the final release date? If it's going to be like a month away, they might do one or two more characters at E3.
What if
and that's going to
the
be
guy
it.
who wins the tournament gets to pick the release date?
No.
And you have Reggie in the tournament who wants
Tomorrow.
to postpone it as much as possible.
But then we've got Reggie Fils-Aimé.
Then
who's
Reggie
there.
Fils-Aimé wants to save it. The stakes are high.
My mind is absolutely blown.
Here's the deal. If Jirham gets in, I'd actually might prefer Jirham over Demise
I personally would. But
on the condition that one of his taunts is either flailing his tongue or licking his sword.
Yes.
Even better if he can teleport behind a character and do it.
and steal his sword. There you go.
Steal his sword.
Oh my
And
god.
then lick that sword, too.
Game. But yeah. Anything else?
That's it.
Nope.
Let's
It's a
look
long
at
pick of the day, but
Let's
that
look-
was an exciting.
but this was a
This was a
blowout.
really
This was a
good
blowout.
day. Today was just awesome.
What a
Couldn't say
great.
that.
We even kind of said that Mondays are kind of boring sometimes, and Fridays just kind of knock our socks off.
And it's,
The Fire
This
Emblem
just
boys are just
reproves
fanboying
it.
right now.
Dude, the Fire Emblem boys are probably very much like with the questions we raised about Awakening and whatnot, are very trying to figure out what's going on.
I am. I'm scared, but I'm not at the same time.
I'm
As a Crom
excited.
fanboy.
Well, I've gotten the Ike I've always wanted, so I'm good on that.
Sakurai's
front.
done such a good job of including such a variety of likable characters.
Well, it's-
I'm excited whatever.
Well, and it's
happens.
interesting because if
So,
most of the Brawl veterans come back, that means we're sitting at about a 48, 50 character
I would
roster,
totally see 50.
which I'd love. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
I did a whole theory thing,
Oh,
about,
no,
like
that's it
calculations
now.
and stuff.
Oh, gosh.
So, but I'll talk about that some other time and make it really short. But
well, maybe we'll write an article or something. Well, you'll get famous. Okay. This has been the Daily Pictochat Blowout. I'm Raid.
I'm Jelly.
I know.
Thank you. We love you.